Lately, I have been examining what is the things that got me as a traveler to just stop and wait. What was the mental aspects that was going through my mental space to get me to stay in a place where I know I'm not supposed to be in a space where I'm not happy every moment. And I teach that to each of you. You're supposed to be happy every moment. And if you're not, then you're supposed to move on through any portal that you had knowledge of before you actually decided to proceed with this life. So what I came up with was the fact that I was manipulated upon the previous death that I had incurred. That information traveled along with me to this new space, even if before I actually entered this space, I had not died. But before I had came here, the most recent thing that I had incurred was a death. The body that I was in had died. And I'm going to say some things that might be a little bit deeper. It might even be coded messages and different things to travelers. Well, before this life, I was stuck in a body. And I crashed through that body to release myself. And I'm not talking about a womb. I'm talking about a being or entity or celestial or cosmology type of object. But I wasn't an object. I was a star. And I was stuck in a body. And I released myself by crashing through that body. And when I crashed through that body, there was another body that they had surrounded me with. And I entered that body thinking that it was my form of transformation. And when they saw that I was trying to leave that actual location permanently and go up, up, up into the cosmos, deep into my universe. And note, these are the things that I have channeled throughout my journey on my own in my spirit body. So I'm also letting you guys take another peek into my diary, I see, without any hindrance of me being afraid that someone is going to judge me. So I'll continue. So when they saw that I was trying to release myself, exit as that star, they killed the body that I was in. But they did not kill the light. So that releasing released me deep into the inner space, but not high enough for me not to get trapped again. The trauma of that last life that I was in that body, it had sustained severe damage. And from that damage, my eyes was also altered. So traveling back home was not easy. And those that had imposed a certain life upon me portrayed themselves as friends, celestial beings that would guide me home. But I was tricked, and I was tricked into the life of what they call reincarnation. And the information within this life was as though I leave through death when in fact I do not leave through death. I leave through either release, transformation, or going directly through a portal, portaling to my destination. That is my way of exit. But the information that I had from the previous life was that the only way that I can leave is through death. And I see where I would actually accumulate that understanding, because it was a combination of me being a star in the sky looking down upon others, humans, and watching as they fail. And they lived a life, not me. I watched them. I was a guide once before. I was a celestial body in the sky watching below. But once I fell below, I began to believe that the way of exit was the same for me, when in fact it was not. And I tell you, traveler, you have the same ailment upon you, thinking that the only way to travel is for you to close your eyes and take a breath, a deep breath into sleep, when in fact you are actually able to do it with your eyes awake, you being conscious, and you being able to see certain light that will adjust to your eye status and walk, float, or fly right through. That is what you're supposed to be able to do. There isn't supposed to be a wall that is not malleable, that does not move upon your command, and not necessarily through verbal command, but your want. If you give that want, it should move, it should obey. This is not your first time around, just like it's not my first time around. But I do recognize where my error was. My error was bringing the past information into the present, and I did not have any celestial teachers to show me the direct way of how I exit. A lot of my information I had to reach for myself, through my higher self, through the highest point of my expansion of what I had become, not through that celestial group, fake celestial group that portrayed themselves as allies and friends. I could not rely upon them, although they surrounded me in this life, continuously pretending. But once you discover what the problem is, you're actually able to correct it. And I have been given my message of what I had in the precipice of my mind, that I was mixing up my previous death with my exit of travel, and it was hindering me. So now I know, and now it can be fixed. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed my open pages of my diary. I do not mind sharing it.